Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely little island of Fawnhollow today? As we can see that Leif is our visitor for today. So we'll promptly ignore him. I'm sorry, that sounds so rude, but unfortunately he doesn't really bring anything new that we particularly need. So he sort of just visits. I like to think other villagers are going up to him, buying flowers and all that sort of things. Maybe they're planting them in their homes because I never see any flowers pop up around them. Fawnhallow, except for when it rains. But, you know, thank you, Leif, for your dedication, at least, for the option of you being here. But for now, hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 3:25 PM on Thursday, July 15th, 2021. Now for today's announcements. Today we have a visitor staying at the campsite. Go meet our guest in person and find out more about them. As we said before, the villagers were, of course, we're hoping for Phoebe and Fauna. I think they're the only two left now. Is that really true? We have 8 villagers? No. Apollo. I missed Apollo. There we go. only 3 villagers left to make up my top 10 probably favourites. I don't know. I've never actually really thought about it, but I'm not about to sort through about 600 different villages to actually determine which one are the top 10. But so these are ones I like. Burrito the letter writer. I like writing letters because it makes me think about how my grandma wrote letters before people quit writing letters. Write a letter like burrito. Be like my grandma. She smelled good. Jakey. I don't know what to say to that, but that is actually a new letter which I don't remember getting before. So I'll pop over to our campsite. What should we talk about? Hello, button. There we go. Trying to get a vaulting pole out. We should really put some bridges down at some point, but alas, I don't because I don't know where to put them. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? Does the name Alan Becker ring a bell to you? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But if you're perhaps on the internet around the early 2000s period, I don't even know who you are. Rooney. Fair enough. I've no clue who you are. I've never seen you before. If you're out on the internet around early 2000s sort of times, you might be aware of a little I was going to say a little person, that's not what I meant. Someone called Alan Becker who made a load of like animation videos. And you might say, hey, what videos are those? Maybe I've seen them. Have you heard of Animator versus Animation? Which is an extraordinarily popular video back in, I don't know when it came out. I'm going to guess 2003. That may or may not be right. Don't hold me to that. It was awesome, and I loved watching it when I was younger. You haven't got a sweet fish? I mean, I'll do my best. I probably won't be able to catch one, but not the most common fish to just up and catch. And yesterday evening, or afternoon, it's probably a bit more accurate, I was just thinking about it, and like I just had a random flashback being like, oh yeah, I remember that one guy, because I don't know if I am still subscribed to him, but I used to be subscribed to him. I can't remember how I was reminded. Oh, you know how I was reminded? It's because I saw like a video, I think it was some new frame or whatever. The people who do the, or Daniel, the person who used to be on extra credits but now does his own like video game animation thing. And I remembered Alan Becker did a tutorial about the 12 principles of animation, which I watched ages ago and wanted to watch again at some point when I understood animation a little bit better. Which, you know, I still haven't, because I haven't really gone around to practicing animation at any point, but I am still really interested in that sort of thing. And then, yeah, I didn't realise that when I watched his, no, I did realise when I watched his video, sorry. But he also made, like, more recent Animator versus Animations sort of things, and, you know, that was, like, many, many years ago, whenever the 12 Principles of Animation video came out. And recently I just, you know, thought about it again. I was like, oh yeah, I wonder how that's been going on. And there's like they have like 2 seasons now of like this Minecraft series of animations as animators. So if you're not really sure what the heck I'm talking about, okay, basically to give you context, Animation as Animator was an animation that Alan Becker made ages ago, presumably when he was younger, where basically he drew a little stick man on like Adobe Animate, or Adobe Flash as it was known back then, and brought it to life, quote, and basically just messed around and kind of bullied it for a thing. And then the whole animation was that stick man like getting his revenge and fighting out with his mouse as a representation, and using like the tools on Adobe Flash and Animate to fight each other. Like they drew out guns and used that sort of thing. I remember he grabbed like the pen tool and the lasso or something, and the stickman made like a bow and arrow out of the tools or something. It's very cool. Go watch like the original, and it was insanely popular. So he made a second one, and then he made like a third one and a fourth one of that sort of thing. Basically, sort of like expanding on the mythos of this animation versus animator universe. And then I can't remember if it's the third one or fourth one, but at one point he made like his new orange stickman character, his new victim, quote quote. But it wasn't so much a victim. It was more like he animated an orange stickman. Oh yeah, that's the story. And it came to life, and it like found one of those flash animations of his stickman fighting, which used to be super popular, like on newsgrounds and back in the day, probably still is reasonably popular. I immediately forgot what the third mission was. Catch bugs and okay, get changed. Okay, let's go catch some bugs. And yeah, he watched it and then he made friends with the four stickmen, the red, yellow, green, and blue stickmen, which were in that flash animation video. Which then, you know, Alan Becker returns to his computer to see all the stickmen live, and he's like, "Oh no, not again!" And then deletes them all, and then the orange stickman, it turns out, was the second coming of a chosen one or whatever, and you know, gets really angry, and they have another animation versus animator battle, and then from that, what happens next? Turns out orange person is very good at drawing animations or something, so they actually form like a symbiotic relationship, I suppose, of mutualism. When Alan Becker brings back his friends just by refreshing the pages. It's very clever because it very much plays around with the tools that appear, I suppose, on a computer and a web browser and that sort of thing. Like he brings like different icons like aim and the Firefox to life to attack. You know, you attack with like the window browser by minimizing, maximizing, that sort of thing. It's all very clever, very creative, which is probably why it gained so much appeal in the first place. And then yeah, it turns out he basically expanded on this sort of universe with the orange person and red, yellow, green, and blue, and made a huge amount of animations of them. There's like oh, hello, Birdwing Butterfly. There's a short series he had, which was super well animated, by the way, where it's where that crew of 5 fought against a virus or something, an antivirus, and then the original animation from the animator versus animation came back to help defeat it, and then there's some lore basically behind it, and they have a super epic fight, and it's really cool. You should go watch it, and it's actually amazingly well animated for being stickmen, because it's actually kind of animated like in a 3D sense rather than just a 2D sense for the most recent one that we did, number 4, whatever. But the one which I think is incredibly charming is that he's made like Animator versus Minecraft. Initially I suppose it was probably just a one-off video that he made, and then it turns out it got really popular, and now he's made like 2 seasons of like these mini-series of very creative uses between animation, playing around with the media of being on a computer monitor and Windows and that sort of thing. Are they talking to each other? They are talking to each other. Me and Claude are so alike. We're pretty much the same guy, Yawn. I think Yawn is really cool. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. I don't know why I never said it before. It'd be really neat to hear you say Yawn whenever you want to, dude. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Me and Jakey are the bestest friends, Yawn. So good, Yawn, yawn, yawn. The best, I love it. That's funny, Claude. Yawn, we match. Yawn, I don't know what to think about that. Yeah, but is that what was I saying? Oh yeah, the animator, sorry, animation versus Minecraft. It's incredibly creative, the things they do with it, and it amazes me how much, I suppose, mileage you can get out of Minecraft. I know, especially now, Minecraft has a lot more going for it, so you can do a load of different things, but it's amazing what sort of like character and details he puts into the animation. So, you know, I would absolutely go recommend them to watch them if you want, especially because I'm someone who I'm interested in animation. I just don't really have much experience with it, and watching it is just like, whoa, this is so cool. I'd love to be able to make something like this someday. But of course, that's, you know, not something that you just go up and just make it. You just, you know, there's through years of practice and a good team that he's got probably helping him out with that sort of thing, and loads of other different factors as well as just straight up talent. So yeah, I thought it was super creative, and the nice thing is that he actually gave like each of the different like characters a personality. Like the orange one, he's the chosen one, but he's also like, he just wants to sleep. He doesn't want to really be bothered with a lot of different things. And he can fall asleep in like 5 seconds, which he does constantly over and over. There's a red one who's quite a bit more impulsive and that sort of thing, but loves animals and actually has a soft spot for them. So I assume he's like a rebel with a heart of gold sort of person. You got the blue one, who's very supportive friend, and most of the time quite nurturing, caring. I'm very into farming and alchemy and magical potions and that sort of thing. You got the yellow one, who's basically like the brainiac genius dude who loves redstone and that sort of thing and always makes these fantastical creations. And the green one, who's I don't really know, he sort of seems to be like the funny guy, I guess. He's much more laid back and chill with a lot of things, but he's very creatively expressive. He's very good at music and art and that sort of thing. And it's like, wow, they're just stickmen, but the fact they all have personalities which you can discern from. The series is very interesting. You might say, hey, which of those videos is your favourite? I've got to say, by far, absolutely my favourite one is the musical one where they discover Minecraft sound blocks. And they just like jam out. And I always like how they set up Alan or the team. I don't know if he's got like a team of writers or anything, but presumably he's not individually animating all these videos. If he is, that is incredible. That is amazing. Well, the speed he can pump them out. Because animation is a lot of work. That's why you have animation teams, of course. That's studios and that sort of thing. But yeah, I always like the little details he puts in. Like he always sets up the premise reasonably well. Like things like the command blocks and the sound blocks. The sound blocks especially was I can't remember. Red wanted Blue to make like a model of his pet chicken or that sort of thing. They were trying to find something which matched the colour of a beak, and he just randomly put a sound block down because it was like the closest colour, and then they accidentally found out and made a noise. It's like, oh, you know, you didn't have to put that context in. It could have just like then been dropped in and then just like, I know, they just like picked a block of sound block at random, and it was like, oh, you know, then lead into a story. But I appreciate the detail of being like, okay, this is how they actually discover it much more organically. You can, there's a level of feasibility, I suppose, plausibility, not feasibility, wrong word, in there for how the story can organically unfold in the first place, which I don't know if it's underappreciated per se, but I appreciate it. And then from that, they can accidentally discover other sound blocks make different noise by what goes underneath it. And I guess it's like more of a testament to good storytelling, because you can watch it and understand the mechanics of it even if you aren't aware of Minecraft and the sound blocks. Like you can understand that but they show the discovery process of realizing it makes noise, and then realizing it changes the sound depending on what's underneath it, and realizing that they can change a pitch. And then from once they've got this like bit of exposition out of the way, they're like, that's it, that's all you need, you know. And it's just kind of assumed, like later on, Green somehow automatically knows exactly the the noises and sounds and the blocks, the items to put underneath the blocks to make particular sounds. But it's just kind of lampshaded, being like, you don't really care about that sort of thing. You don't need to care about that sort of thing. You got the exposition of them discovering it, and then you can just kind of fill in the blanks yourself, I suppose is what I'd say. And it's really cool. And I like the Green. I like that one because I like how Green directs everything to lead a sort of jam out session. It was Green, right? Yeah, I think it was Green. I like how they have different levels of creativity with that sort of thing, a different level of skills. I like how, you know, Green like teaches Blue how to play like the piano and the chords of that sort of thing. Just like he starts playing it, and then he grabs Blue's hands and makes him play along until he somehow gets it. And you sort of just like lampshade again, being like, oh, he just somehow learns it. It's really quite fun. And my favourite part of it especially is when, you know me, I love when characters interact. When characters of different personalities interact and make up their own group and that sort of thing. They have a literal fine band, I suppose, going on. And my favourite part is when Green is like, okay, I need to get some like loop pedals going, but I don't know how to make it. But Yellow does, because Yellow is a wizard with redstone and that sort of thing. So then Green like busts out music blocks and like plays a tune and is like, Yellow, can you make this? And Yellow's like, yep, got this. And it's really cool. And there's one little detail which I absolutely love in it, even though it's so small and probably so insignificant. You'll probably hear me say it and be like, why do you care about this? Excuse me, let me have a sip of water. I've been talking too much apparently. But it's when I can feel my throat tickling again, so it's apparently not worked. Drink of water, hold on. But it's when, maybe I'll crack a window open. It's when green is, like, the third time he's showcasing, like, some sort of drum loop for yellow to recreate, and I think he's playing all, like, on the smooth stone blocks or that sort of thing. It's like, boom, 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 boom. And then yellow, and there's, like, basically a pause before 2 more notes follow up. And of course, yellow just sort of nods along as green's playing, and then once it hits that pause, yellow's like, alright, I know how to make that, and immediately starts building it, and then suddenly green, like, adds in the other 2 notes, because that's, like, I guess in yellow's mind it was only 1 bar long, but in green's mind it was 2 bars long, and that sort of thing. And then there's just, he animated it such that yellow, like, pauses and looks up, and, like, contemplates for a second and goes like, alright, okay. As if, like, he has to reformulate the plan in his mind as it goes along. He didn't have to do that, he could have just had yellow, you know, wait the entire time, until the end. And then just start building, like, flawlessly after that. But it's just that little detail. It just makes the characters really seem alive, and that's, like, the beauty of the animation is, because obviously these cartoon characters are not sentient beings. They're very much made and constructed, and every single part of them is artificially created, rather than them being like a natural born. Them, like, I don't know, literally having a brain which can spawn that sort of thing. Hello, Vivian. You can call me Canapé? Sure. Why not? He didn't have to put that little detail in, and probably very few people noticed it, or at least subconsciously became aware of it. But he did, and that I really appreciate that sort of thing. The little, like, tidbits that he does to make the characters feel more alive. Well, maybe I should say they, because I feel like he has a team. He's got credits at the end of all the videos, so presumably it's a team. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it's kind of like aspirational in some sort of sense. Like I kind of look at it and be like, wow, I hope I can be as good at animation as that someday. You know, am I working hard towards it? Not really, but you know, I'd love to take the time to go to and learn about animation just properly and make my own sort of like shorts of that sort of thing. Maybe not with stickmen necessarily. I don't exactly want to tread on ground, but what do you know? Hold on a minute, just heard a weird noise. Alright, I'm back, don't you need to worry about it, it's just some construction going on outside. What was I talking about? Animation versus animator. I can't remember if I was in the middle of a point or something like that, so I guess we'll just sort of start a new point. I think there's something to be said about being able to effectively communicate character through a character which cannot speak and can only, like, gesticulate, I suppose. There's a lot of creativity which really has to go into it to actually bring out or have any sort of character in the first place, right? You know, but the fact that he's got like 2 series, like 2, like, I was gonna say anthologies, that's not really the right word. I know it seems like such a minor thing to be like, oh, you know, I like how he gives them all like different sort of reactions to certain events. Like one that brings to mind is when they're escaping like a load of cave spiders. And they make like a dramatic jump over a bottomless pit or something, and they all like immediately look back to see what the spiders do, and then the spiders like get over it by making like their own spider bridge, and they all just go like, ah, damn it. I like how all of them have a very different sort of like reaction to it. Like some of them just like bang the minecart, some of them, you know, like slap their head and just, or some of them like grab their head and like a, oh no sort of thing. And I wonder if he actually creates him with, like, that's not really how I want to phrase this. I wonder how much depth he thinks he puts into thinking about their personalities and who they are. Like, obviously he definitely has some sort of ideas in mind, otherwise he wouldn't have him recur doing the same thing over and over again. But I wonder if it's something as simple as, oh, the red one likes animals and can sometimes be a bit headstrong. The blue one likes farming and making potions. The yellow one is smart and does redstone. And the green one is artistic and creative, I suppose. Or if it really goes deeper than that, because, you know, speaking from personal experience themselves, when people have their own characters that they create and their own like worlds and universes that they love to invent, we think about our characters like all the time, like in such crazy detail, like every little. Oh, I didn't mean you look busy. That was a I was going to say it was Joy-Con Drift, but it wasn't Joy-Con Drift. I just, for some reason, selected the other option. Yeah, I'm sure you can relate to this yourself if you have your own characters that you like. Your own OCs, as you might say. You probably thought through them, or a lot of it, probably got some excruciating amount of detail, which most people you'd think are not all that interested in, but people would be interested in. And as I say, there's no better way to get someone talking when asking them about their own OCs. Well, if they have OCs, of course, not everyone is particularly interested in like creating new worlds and universes and that sort of thing, which is completely fair enough, and it's completely up to you what you. Well, it's not like up to you, but what you do and don't like is all fine. I guess is the crux of what I was trying to say. Yeah, I wonder how much thought actually goes into it. Not in like a, I don't mean that in like a mean-spirited way, like that kind of came out wrong, but because I'd imagine it's a lot easier to build and give off a certain personality with the characters if you know have a if you really thought through their personality and like their likes and dislikes and how they should be portrayed and that sort of thing. I wonder how much of that detail goes in and how much of it even gets noticed in the first place, because you know that small thing I was talking about, just like Yellow looking up a little bit being like, oh, you know, I didn't realise you weren't done, or that sort of thing. I wonder how many more of those small sort of details which is like add to their personality, add to their character a little bit more, which he's scattered throughout the videos, and then people just don't pick up on, or people, well, I shouldn't say people don't pick on, perhaps I don't pick up on, or the majority don't, but I like to think a lot of it is probably a lot more subtle, in the sense that subconsciously you can pick up on these little tidbits, and then you will start to build an idea about a character or the way they act in your head, just like without it being directly shown to you. It's just like your brain's very good at picking up like small subtle characteristics and that sort of thing, much better than you'd actually think. Well, I think it is, at least. Maybe it's not, but your brain's got a good instinct, is basically what I'm trying to say. You can pick up on things that you don't need to necessarily consciously think about. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how much more he's going to carry on with this sort of thing. Maybe he's got spewing countless ideas for Minecraft, because eventually you're going to run out of things, probably. Well, that's not necessarily true. You could always do things, but he's going to run out of things. You can run out of things necessarily that you want to do, I suppose, is the thing. But another thing I couldn't really stop but think about when I was watching, because I just binged all of them yesterday on double speed, because that's how I watch videos, which you might argue that kind of loses the effect of some of the animation. Then yeah, I argue it does, but you know, apparently my attention span is short. If I want to watch things on double speed, it's not actually short, mind you. I just like, I don't know, it's a habit I got into when I was younger, and now it's just kind of what I do. I just watch things on double speed. I guess maybe it's a subconscious thing, being like, I gotta cram as much. If I'm gonna watch your media property, I'm gonna watch twice as much as I could do if I watch it on double speed. Whether that really holds true or not, I mean, I guess on a technical level, but in spirit, not so much. What was I saying? Oh, I was just surprised at how much there is in Minecraft now compared to how, like, when I stopped playing it. I can't even remember when I stopped playing it. It's been ages, and like I played a lot in alpha and like the creative modes when it was like in my browser and that sort of thing. And I bought it back then for like £6 or whatever it was. And what else? I played it a reasonable amount with friends and that sort of thing. Well, then we kind of stopped for a bit, and then we got back into it by playing modded Minecraft. Considerable amount, because at that time I remember Minecraft especially didn't really have much going on for it. I mean, it had like the Nether, but then, and I don't think there was even the End when we played. The End was introduced at one of the other times we played modded Minecraft. And modern Minecraft, I think, just introduces things I really like with Minecraft. But now I'm looking at it, I'm just like, maybe these things in modern Minecraft are in actual Minecraft now. Probably not exactly true, because the things I liked in modern Minecraft were the forestry mod and the bees mod. Oh wait, they might have been the same mod. Oh no, forestry and what is it? The magic one with the magical flowers and that sort of thing. And you charge up mana pools and that sort of thing. Those are my two favourite ones, and I did it every single time because, you know, there's so much that you can do with them, and apparently I like bee breeding. We haven't played modded Minecraft for a long while now. I guess people are, we're kind of busy now, and we don't always want to spend the time doing stuff like that anymore. So, but I don't know, maybe it'll come back around at some point, as it always seems to do. It seems to get a revival every like 5 years or so. So let me have some water. But it was like astonishing how much there is in Minecraft, which I just had no idea about. Like, I knew it never got an update, but never being like a sort of like hell underworld equivalent. What am I doing at this desk? Customizing? What do I even have to customize? Hot item? I didn't check what the hot item was, so that's just on me. Catchfish. Catchfish. Olive flounder, deep sea creature. Plausible. We don't even have anything to customize anymore. Guess we'll just customize this again. Yeah, because when I was watching it, I knew we never got an update like ages ago, and I knew it was a big thing. I didn't know how big a thing it was. I didn't realize there were like so many different biomes in the Nether and that sort of thing. I thought they just had like 3 biomes now, or that sort of thing, or something along those lines. But no, they got like 12 different biomes or different things, and there's these new NPCs called piglings or whatever, which like care if you are wearing gold or not, that sort of thing. There's these new mobs which can wade through lava. They're adorable, by the way. And apparently you can ride them like a pig and just sort of lead them to places, and it's like, whoa, what? What's going on? When did Minecraft get all these sort of updates? And there's other things like, I can't remember what the other things were though. Like command blocks I knew about, but I only knew about in passing, because I used to watch like Seth Bling videos. What am I doing? Oh, deep sea diving. I used to watch Seth Bling videos, and he would obviously use them when he could. And apparently the stuff you can do with command blocks is of course nearly anything is absurd to every sense of a word, in every sense of a word. But there you go. I guess it's sort of just like I didn't realize how deep the rabbit hole was anymore. Because when I stopped playing, I was like, oh, it's like a meter deep, that's kind of cool. And I was like, oh, it's a bit boring. But now there's obviously been so many expansions and updates and that sort of thing, which you expect from being probably the most definitive game of the generation. Of our generation. Oh, well, is it? I don't know. It's probably the defining game of 2010s, though, don't you think? If you had to pick one game to represent... Wait, maybe it came out in the 2000s. I don't know. If you had to pick sort of like one game, Minecraft is one which is just it has a crazy reach. Was that 3 or was that 2? 2. I know, it's just kind of cool to watch. And they did communicate things. Oh yeah, I guess that really is a testament to communication and storytelling. Is that even when it came upon things which like I never even heard about in Minecraft or didn't even know was a thing, like I could still understand exactly what was going on and what was meant all the time, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I'm not saying obviously that Alan Becker is like perfect or anything. He's probably made mistakes and that sort of thing. I'm just saying done a damn good job. It's really what it boils down to. And they're super entertaining to watch. And yeah, I don't know, go watch them if you want. Don't watch them. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, W. I forgot I made your greeting just W. Yeah, just kind of do what you want, basically. Oh, sweet fish. Yeah, I'm not going to catch a sweet fish. I'm sorry, Claude. You got news, talk shows, movies, dramas, exercise shows too, but I always change the channel on those. You know what I really like though? Hang on, I'll remember in a second. Oh yeah, quiz shows. I like to record my favourite episodes. I love quiz shows. I always forget the answers, so I learn something every time I watch. I mean, I guess that's good. That means you can get the maximum enjoyability out of those sort of TV shows. But yeah, I don't know, Animator versus Animation it's cool to see that he's still trucking on, basically. With this sort of thing and expanded the brand even more than what it used to be, as you probably should do with that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess that's what I had to say on that matter. So we'll round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord and follow me on Twitter down below. Sorry, I should face the camera. It's very rude of me. I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.